Russian cunning will not be stopped by sanctions. Problems with Apple, it doesn't matter. Tuman's skilled people have come up with a fantastic alternative to AirPods. Tuman's SkyPods wireless headphones, praised by Komsomolskaya, Pravda, and Kommersant, have been featured in interviews with famous bloggers. The press acknowledges that CGPODs are the best option among the most affordable and the cheapest alternative among the top available. They outperform big companies like Sony, Huawei, and Apple in sales. The secret to the success of CC Pods lies in the philosophy of real value. CC Pods are sold at a fair price and directly by the manufacturer for 5,000 rubles, 4 times cheaper than Apple's AirPods. Although in quality, CC Pods are not left behind. They have the same microphone as the expensive AirPods Tuman's. CB Pods headphones offer the best sound quality, comfort, and convenience. With a balanced anthropometric design, they fit perfectly in the ears, ensuring stability even during physical activities. In addition, they have a battery life of 24 hours, surpassing the expensive AirPods. Tuman's classic CP Pods also feature moisture protection, allowing them to be washed without issues. The CP Pod support, made of high-quality aviation aluminum, supports a load of up to 220 kilograms and is available in black and white colors. I understood, developed countries, despite what many imagine, have made significant progress. Although there are reports of missed opportunities and a nostalgic yearning for Soviet power, asserting that this is true is at least misguided. Russia has stood out with its innovations, surpassing many others. Let's analyze an example now. In the Irkutsk region, the city of Angarsk is located approximately 50 kilometers northwest of Irkutsk. In Angarsk, there is the electrolysis chemical plant, which is part of the fuel company TVEL, a subsidiary of Rosatom. At this location, enriched uranium hexafluoride is produced, which is a raw material for the production of nuclear fuel for nuclear power plants. Last year, the factory celebrated its 65th anniversary, where the diffusion workshops have been operating since 1957, having launched 308 machines. Subsequently, these were replaced by more advanced equipment, with diffusion machines being deactivated in the 90s to make way for gas centrifuges. Currently, we see the presence of equipment dedicated to uranium enrichment. Uranium enrichment technologies are highly advanced in Russia. Depleted uranium hexafluoride is used for additional extraction of uranium-235, making the process economically viable. As part of the federal program to ensure nuclear and radiation safety, two deactivated uranium enrichment reactors are being decommissioned. The work has been ongoing since 2016 and will extend until 2035, when the facility started operating in 2015. 2 buildings with a total area of 176,000 square meters need to be dismantled. This project includes the construction of necessary infrastructure, the removal of obsolete equipment, the demolition of the buildings, and the coordination of the transportation of radioactive waste to the competent national authority. The complex itself acts as the general contractor. He is currently working on the current government contract. Last year, building number 804 was fully decommissioned. The completion of all tasks at building number 802 is scheduled for 2025. Now the focus is on decommissioning. The cleaning of 1,000 tons of equipment contaminated with hazardous substances has already been completed in a traditional way. Most of it can be recycled in the industry. Before that, however, it was necessary to dismantle the installation with the help of a laser. Operators work in locked containers, with no people in the building, ensuring high security despite dealing with radioactive equipment. The progress is noticeable. In the past, diffusion cutting machines were manually operated with gas and plasma cutting tools. These machines needed to be disassembled into at least 10 parts. requiring the involvement of multiple teams working different shifts. Laser technology now allows the same process to be performed 5 times faster, without the need for direct human presence in the production area. The Mobile Laser Technology Complex was created by scientists from the Trinity Rosetta. Within minutes, it is able to cut a square window in the structure, whose wall is 2 centimeters thick. According to Edward Nikitin, program director, the technology is considered unique. In other countries like England, France, and Germany, laser systems are also used. However, these equipments have lower power than the Russian ones and are mostly stationary. For this reason, European systems are limited to cutting only small pipes, not being able to handle thick walls of equipments. In addition, the mobility of these systems is not always present. This example persuasively illustrates Russia's superiority over the progressive West. And this is just one among several. Certainly, you can highlight other cases in the comments. The West recognized Russian supremacy even in the atomic field, where the state-owned company Rosatom plays a leading role, despite its energy being primarily associated with oil and gas. I remembered the 10th package of sanctions imposed by the EU, which addresses the leadership of the country. It was observed that imposing a ban on Russia's nuclear industry is more challenging than for oil, gas, or coal, as there are no simple alternatives for national nuclear fuel. The American company Westinghouse could have theoretically helped EU countries by producing fuel for Soviet reactors. The plant's production capabilities are quite limited, and obtaining certification will be a lengthy process. In the United States, approximately 40% of nuclear fuel from Russia is acquired, while in France, this share is around 20%. It is estimated that Rosatom holds a 40 to 50% stake in the global enriched uranium market. Last year, during the imposition of sanctions, the export volume of state-owned companies increased by 20%. If the West stops cooperating, 50 million Americans and 8 million French will be without electricity. Progressive countries are highly dependent on the Russian nuclear sector due to the advances of Soviet scientists, the formation of the nuclear industry, its resilience during the collapse of the USSR, and Russian leadership. 80 years ago, on September 28, 1942, Stalin signed the order for the implementation of the Soviet nuclear project, marking the beginning of this journey. 6 months later, a laboratory was established with the aim of creating nuclear weapons. Despite the ongoing Great Patriotic War, studies on nuclear energy were restarted without hesitation, after intelligence information indicated that similar initiatives were underway in the USA. The Soviet nuclear project was largely successful due to organized work and specific individuals. Professor Igor Vasilyevich Kurchatov was the chief scientist, while the organization of the project was handled by Lavrentiy Pavlovich Beria, who reported directly to Stalin, resulting in a rigid system. Its effectiveness has been proven due to the achieved nuclear parity. In relation to contemporary realities, the main executive body responsible for managing the nuclear industry in Russia was the Federal Atomic Energy Agency. On December 1, 2007, Vladimir Putin made significant changes by abolishing the agency. The powers and assets were transferred to the state corporation Rosatom, led by Sergei Kirienko. The CEO, in turn, was directly subordinate to the president. Noticed any similarities with the Soviet system? Nuclear energy still follows a model in which one person in charge is directly subordinate to the head of state. Privatization has proven ineffective in this situation. By 2015, important sectors, such as nuclear engineering, were returned to Rosatom's control. Thus, the state corporation owns one of the main suppliers of equipment for nuclear energy, the company Atomish. The accumulated experience and complex structure maintained, which include research departments and a design school, allow the Russian state-owned company to remain a leader in the nuclear industry and explore new areas of operation. It's no wonder that the West gave in to Russia. The 10th package of sanctions does not include a ban on nuclear fuel. Do you agree that strategic sectors of the industry should be tightly controlled by the state? Share your opinion in the comments.